Goody guys, coming here, welcome back to Langrisser M, and on part 1 of 3 of this video we'll be going through on the demo play of Bianca, and followed by part 2 Cybele, and on part 3 we're going through all the new events, SP soldiers, exclusive, and more upcoming details to come in the future. So alright, are you guys ready? Let's get started. So as the blazing enemies breaking formations of battle banners, or should I say this is just a direct translation. So as a usual stuff, we'll be going through on the character class factions, quick go through on the talents effect, the skills they will bring, then followed by soldiers awakens animations, character stats, background voice, and then followed by skin. Last but not least, we're going through on the demo play. So a small not so nice news about it is I will be skipping this banner because the next banner to come will be for LLR Sonia. It's alright. Before I carry on, a quick one for my Chinese viewers, if there are any. 所以各位梦战的玩家，你们好，就是这一次的这个试玩呢，就只是单纯的玩这个游戏里面的试玩版呢，因为我没有花金票去抽取Bianca，因为众所周知，最近在Facebook 放了那个消息，就是这个池子之后呢，就是我们的期待已久的 LLR 索尼娅了。所以呢，Bianca跟西部里的这个池子呢，就只可以通过普通的这个前任关卡的试玩体验了。好，而且加上这里都是华语字幕，所以我就跳回英文了。Let's go。So right, Bianca, she's from Glory of Light, Empire, and Meteor. So currently, Empire faction, we do not have any new 3C faction buffer yet. So most of the faction buffers are already out of the meta, and of course I'm talking in terms of PvP. For PvE, no worries, you guys can do your customizations. But one thing to take note, both Bianca and Cybele, they are from the Empire faction, so they can apparently combo with the heroine, which is Rapier, released one banners before the anniversary, because upon killing enemies with 3C, she can copy up to 3 buff to Empire factions allies on the field. So alright, let's check out again. So this is stats for Cavalry. So SSDABC, then for Lancer class, SSDABC is roughly the same, but the HP is much more for Lancer class. However, as of the current meta we are playing, I think more, if not most of us, would definitely sacrifice health for mobility. So again, her talent effect. So gonna quick summarize again. Oh, before that, let's check out the chibi characters. So there's the default characters are the Lancer, followed by the Cavalry, and of course, if you guys have already seen the pictures depicting the characters, the one that is more, or if not most accurate to your characters will be the Lancer unit. She's holding on to a lance and a shield at the same time, but I'm definitely gonna say that Bianca's character design is very nice. It's not just sexy, but the weapon and the shield. So it's a little bit pity that Zilong sacrificed a nice art with such a, well, in my opinion, it's more of a medical mediocre talents and effect. She is not bad, but definitely not tier 1 to tier 0 characters. Of course, this is just my opinion, and let's quick check on the talent. Flames Dragon, Protections Rule. Okay, again, there's loose translations, but we're here for the effect. So effect as follow: number 1, increase attack defense by 25%. At the end of then number 2, at the end of turn, you can choose and release one of the following lens shield arts effect. So the first is the shield, and the second one is the lens. So the first one is for defensive, loosely translated as lava concentric shield or concentrated shield. Okay, the effect is when you choose to use the skills, you will gain a shield effect. This shield allows you to block up to max 25% damage, and when you have this shield, you cannot be crit, and enemies standing 2 blocks around you cannot activate act again effect. Okay, second effect is the lens. It's flame lens explosion. So when you choose to use this skill, you'll gain the effect, buff effect, dragon flame. So the dragon flame will provide increased damage of 20%, followed by when you initiate attack and before going into battle, you will cause, in PvP, the enemy's defensive items, which is the clothes, to lose their effects aside from maximum HP value. So in PvE, it will change to enemies will receive damage increased by 25%. Both effects will last for 2 turns. So be the shield or flame lens effect, they will last for 2 turns, and upon triggering, lens shield arts will enter a CD of 2 turns. The effect cannot be dispelled. So upon trigger, or when you choose the skills you want to use, you got to wait for 2 turns before you can trigger this effect again. So this is definitely a buff, because you only have one effect, which is you cannot dispel, but there's no mentioning of this effect cannot be immune. So she is very weak upon to debuff effect that stops you from gaining buff effects. And the downside is that all of the effect only lasts for 2 turns, and upon triggering, you gotta wait for 2 turns before you can trigger the effect again. So later we're gonna find out if we can stack the effect with the skills, see if there is any like last minute patch or update to make all the combo to go faster. But under certain situation, like example she's silent, or when the skill is in CD, she might not be able to trigger and do all this art choosing at a faster pace. So okay, the first one, exclusive skill 1. Okay, teleportation skills, and allow her to gain immunity and reinforcement effect, and last for 2 turns. And this act again. After teleportations, you can move 3 blocks and attack again. So there's the more generic act again effect, which is pretty cool. Then she has exclusive skill 2, flame lens strike. So this for the offensive ability. Then we have stone shield defensive formations. So this is just a guard skills, nothing much too special. We'll find out more in a while. And because of this, she has 3 exclusive skills, and one is for offensive and one is for defensive. This might mean that we are not able to fully test play all of her abilities, then followed by 3 Cs. So for all of you guys who are interested to know about this character, do check out the previous video I made about Shoujo Summon Bianca. There will be more in-depth breakdowns on how her skill works, including pros and cons. So followed by this soldiers unit. So some of the soldiers displayed here already has SP class, or they will be receiving their SP class version sooner or later. But other than that, these are the defaults. And also the more later, or if not the latest units. Okay, I'll say she's quite generic, not bad in terms of a soldier. She has a couple of types, if I gotta say, compared to like other characters like Landis and certain tanker. They only have like 1 to 2 types of soldiers. Like if you're a Lancer, you only gain like a Lancer soldier and infantry soldiers. But for Bianca, because she has both Lancer and Cavalry, so we have something more unique. We have Flyer, Cavalry, Infantry, and Heavy Lance Phalanx. Okay, Heavy Lancers, one of the best because damage reductions for physical. Then for new soldiers, we have the new Dark Crystal Dragon Rider. Then we also have the Mechanical Dragon Knight, which will be receiving its SP upgrade soon. Then we have the Flaming Stampede, and we also have the Vanguard, which is a very good infantry unit because they can move 5 blocks and they reflect incoming damage and also heal themselves. And we also have the this Dux Lancer unit, which already has its own SP class, which is very strong, so it's pretty cool. Okay, without further delay, let's check out her 3C animations. So let's see if it's a keep or to skip waifu animations. Here we go. Okay, definitely a keep.
より良い未来のために硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。より良い未来のために硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。
Okay, my only complaint is the animation seems to be a little bit fast-paced. Then okay, her background. Okay, 166 cm, 49 kg. The tree size is 86, 56, and 88, and this is all same as Lana or Nani Nani Cherries. But again, she looks pretty awesome here. Okay, let's check out her summoning speech.
硫化護衛艦ビアンカ、ご報告に参りました。あなたが私の新しい上司ですか？すごく頼りがいがありそうですね。勤務中はどうぞ遠慮なくこき使って、指示をお願いします。
Okay, so this is a summoning speech that I have shared on the previous video. Okay, then class change.
強くなれば責任も大きくなる。責任が大きくなればお給料も増える。
Then, okay, let's hear it twice.
強くなれば責任も大きくなる。責任が大きくなればお給料も増える。
Okay, she's kind of this is the pun on, well, I don't know where the origin from, but I heard it from Spider-Man. So with greater responsibility, with great power comes great responsibility. But she made a pun of it is with great power comes great responsibility, and with great responsibility, you receive greater pay from the army or from the military. Okay, when she releases skills in battle, one.
より良い未来のために
Okay, something we can learn. I guess this is a more generic term. Let's hear it again.
より良い未来のために
Yorioi mirai no tameni, it means for a better future. So, well, if you're trying to, for all of you who have kids, or you have, I don't know, girlfriend, waifu, husband, or whichever characters you have, or whichever gender you use, then we can use on situation like, we are saving this money for Yorioi no mirai no tameni, for a better future, I guess. You can drop this off. Okay, let's hear it again.
より良い未来のために
Yorioi mirai no tameni. Yep, I guess. Hopefully I pronounced this right. And when you choose I'm battle.
指示をお願いします指示をお願いします
Okay, this is even easier. Well, you guys can do it when playing games, especially like those tactical team battling games, or for all of you who are playing LOL and Dota players, when you try to await your team leader giving you orders, it means awaiting orders. Shiji o onegaishimasu is more polite term that please I'm awaiting your order, or I'm awaiting your order with a more honorific method. Let's hear it again.
指示をお願いします
Okay, then followed by when she is not able to battle.
今月のお給料まだもらってない今月のお給料まだもらってない
Okay, this is just a funny terms, but long story short, she's saying she's acting pitiful because she's saying she has not received the pay for this month yet. Okay, daily conversations one. So she has a very upright character. So I wonder how she will sound like when she's angry. So let's go through daily conversations one first.
村のお年寄りたちが私に教えてくれたことがあります普通の人間として生きるなら慎重さを学ばなければならないそれでこそ長く生き延びられるのだと村のお年寄りたちが私に教えてくれたことがあります普通の人間として生きるなら慎重さを学ばなければならないそれでこそ長く生き延びられるのだと
Okay, happy conversations.
やったー今日は給料日今日のビアンカは世界中の嫌なことをすべて許しちゃう
So okay, she might not be a very strong character, but I definitely advise all of you with spare tickets, try to summon these characters. She might brighten up your days. She's a very upright and positive character. So I can feel her as a person who has been working in this money grabbing world. Let's I'll go through the translations. Let's hear it again.
やったー今日は給料日今日のビアンカは世界中の嫌なことをすべて許しちゃう
So it's like, oh yeah, today it's a payday. So today Bianca is going to forgive the world for all the negative or bad stuff that has been happening around. So yep, for all of us who has been working in the industry, nothing beats us from payday. Okay, angry conversations. Let's see how this is.
偉い人たちは使命や正義なんていうよくわからない美しい言葉を並べますよねでも戦場で威勢よく指示を飛ばすときその足元で必死に生きようともがく小さな兵士のことを気にする人がいるでしょうか
So yeah, definitely a more positive and alright character. Even when she's angry, she's not losing her cool. She's able to analyze and talk in a very appropriate manner to explain what is going on. So let's hear it again.
偉い人たちは使命や正義なんていうよくわからない美しい言葉を並べますよねでも戦場で威勢よく指示を飛ばすときその足元で必死に生きようともがく小さな兵士のことを気にする人がいるでしょうか
Oh my god, this is like like a first Langrisser character that can totally relate to characters from reality. So she has been the angry speech she's talking about. Those okay. Let me double check.
偉い人たちは使命や正義なんていうよくわからない美しい言葉を並べますよね。でも戦場で
Okay, she's saying those people who are great has been talking about great speech, powerful speech about how great they're gonna be, etc. And at the same time, telling of their subordinates or people who are struggling because how can they understand how it feels like to be an N, the struggling of an N. So they're talking about how people of the lower tier or lower states struggling because those great peoples are born great. They cannot relate to the suffering of the people. Of course, the translation might not 100% be right. It might be a bit contradicting. Let me hear it one last time.
偉い人たちは使命や正義なんていうよくわからない美しい言葉を並べますよね。でも戦場で威勢よく指示を飛ばすとき、その足元で必死に生きようともがく小さな兵士のことを気にする人がいるでしょうか。
Oh, sorry. Correction. So it's saying those people who are great, they are talking about all the moral justice and stuff. And when they are commending the battle and commending people on the battlefield and blaming them and they do not understand. Oh gosh, wow, this is pretty long.
偉い人たちは使命や正義なんていうよくわからない美しい言葉を並べますよね。で
Okay, when they're on battlefield, how they won't even look at those people who are struggling to live as an N. So when she used the word N, they are talking about those lower tier group, like your very low side characters who are trying to struggle. So okay, I'm not gonna go too deep into here because that's not the main stuff. Okay, set speech.
この手は昔はわずかな作物を育てるための道端で拾った小さな花を育てるためのものでした。けど今は武器を握り血に染まっている。
Okay, interactions volume 1.
私の憧れは村で私に戦い方を教えてくれた退役軍人のおじさんです。片足しかないけれど村で一番給料をもらっていました。
Okay, last two, so irritated feelings.
今は勤務時間じゃありません。
Oh, okay, she get irritated when it's her rest time. We get her to do work. So you guys are interested, you can learn this if your boss or if you dare to do this. I call it a counter attack move against your boss. You can learn this.
今は勤務時間じゃありません。
今は勤務時間はありません. So now it's not my working time. Or should I say, in a way, now it's not the time for my duty. Okay, special interaction 1.
次はもっと素敵な未来について聞かせてくださいね。
Okay, yeah, very positive. I hope to the next time I see you, we can talk about the more or better future you talk about. Let me double confirm.
次はもっと素敵な未来について聞かせてくださいね。
Yeah, hope to meet you and talk about the better future next time we meet. So okay, that's it. I'm not gonna go too much here. Because all of you guys will be waiting to check out the demo play. Okay, last but not least, it's the skin. Okay, pretty nice skins. But I can't remember. This has been like a 4th or 5th time we have characters wearing this kind of military drama's costume. Okay, she looks like a magician here because she's pulled out a hat and there's a bunny coming out, but on the character she's wearing the military hat, which is very weird. Something looks off, in my opinion. Okay, the great thing is because of the class, Lancer and Cavalry, Lack of Light Skin has dual artwork, which is pretty nice. So let's check out the Lancer class. She's stunned. Oh, the hat and the bunny is a shoe. And this one, I'm not sure what it's called, the one you use for leading music in those you know, those concert. The main so sorry, I don't know what it's called, but the person was guiding the music. Or if not, it just looks like the magician wand that's going to tap on the head. Okay, casting spell, running, stunned, releasing skills. Oh, she jumped off and threw out her shoe, which is the bunny in the head. On the floor, that's pretty nice. Okay, when she died in battle. Okay, the bad bunny is out of the head. Okay, Cavalry class, you win some and lose some, so we're not able to see the head with the bunny. Okay, normal attack. Casting spell. Okay, should be releasing. Running or galloping. Okay, what about stun? Do we have stunned? Okay, die in battle. Oh, where's my stun? Oh gosh. Okay, guess we are not able to see stun here, then I guess that's it. Then this is the original, as we can only see the Cavalry class here. Okay. Releasing skills followed by when she died in battle. But overall, it's definitely a very great character design. Two cool looking. Yep. Stun, running, attacking. Yeah, I'm not sure, some actions look similar. Okay, I guess it's releasing skills. Yeah, but overall not too bad. I gotta say, the weapon design and stuff looks very cool. Like this is, if I'm not wrong, this is just like a standardized weapon and shoes, lance and shoes given to them by the military. But wow. Okay, so now we'll be going through the demo play for Bianca. So alright, since we are given the Cavalry class, I'm gonna presume, and she's the only character here, so we will be skipping exclusive skill 2, which is the guard effect. Okay, so flame lance strike, passive effect. Any unit on the field dies, I will obtain dragon flame, and all possible terrain will be treated as flatland. Effect lasts for 2 turns, cannot be dispelled. Then followed by the active skills, attack a single enemy, deals 1.6 times damage, and then apply the debuff effect. The next time when you're being attacked into battle by skill, it will cause the CD of the skills to be reduced by 3 turns. if before battle there's no other enemy one block around the target enemy, after battle you can move 3 blocks again. Then when you have Dragon Flame, increase your range by +1, and close combat soldiers will attack together. So do take note, based on the wording, there is some downside is you can become a ranged skills, but you will need to take penalty. Okay, 3C, deal 1.7 times damage, dispel 3 buff from enemies, and close combat soldiers will attack together and will ignore the close combat penalty. When you have Dragon Flame, after battle you will deal 0.3 times AoE damage to enemies 3 blocks around the target enemy, and you will cause the damaged enemies to lose the weapon skill effect, excluding max HP, and if it's PvE, if your effect will change to debuff effect, damage deal reduced by 25%, both of which last for 2 turns, and the effect cannot be dispelled. Then when you have shield effect from your talent, enemies that is being damaged by the skills cannot move nor guard. The effect lasts for 1 turn. So, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna on the animations to ourselves. So exclusive skill 1, this teleportation skills, choose target within 3 blocks defensive terrain or on allies and teleport to the chosen locations, and then I'll obtain immunity and reinforce effect. After I'll be able to move for 3 blocks. So you see, if there is defensive terrain, I can mark and teleport to the areas, or I can just then I gotta choose I'm gonna choose Flameland for the effect. Okay, I'm gonna restart again. So the first one is just a showcase. This time around I'm gonna go yeah, I'm gonna teleport to this area. So it's very easy to have icon. So the one on the most right side is the shield, the one on the left side is the sword. So I'm gonna purposely choose the shield and see if I can gain 2 buff together, because enemies on the field die. So I'm gonna try to kill off the infantry unit. So you see, if I do not choose the offensive skills, the Flameland Strike is only 1 block. Okay, let's see what's the criteria. Yep, trying to kill off the infantry in 1 turn. And yep, the second effect of the ruling within 2 turns, Bianca will obtain both shields and Dragon Flame. So the 2 effects definitely can strike. There's no changes on no part. Okay, you guys can see. So let's stop here. So originally, as you guys can see, the icon, the fourth and the 5th. So the 4th is a shield able to block max HP 25% and not able to be crit. So not able to be crit, and the shield effects are together. So once you lose the shield, you will be crit by enemy. Then the fifth effect is the command aura. Enemies 2 blocks around you cannot activate act again effect and cannot be dispelled. So I should have entered here, I guess, but oh well. 2 blocks, so so this is a bad way. Let me try again. So after killing, I should have stay put around here. Yep. So all of them should end their turn when they try to act again. I notice there's one more icon. Let me check out. Oh, sorry, the third icon is from the soldier talent effect. Reduce their attack and defense by 9%. But the fourth icon shows the lava stone concentrated shields, not able to trigger act again effect. So yep, now we have both effects. Let's check out the 3C. Let's see the one with animations and the one without animations. Here we go. Oh, the speed is quite fast. Hey, let's see what happened. Okay, oh sorry, corrections, my bad. Earlier on I said enemies cannot act. It's actually enemies cannot move and not able to guard at the same time. Okay, the second debuff is because it's PvE, the damage deal reduced by 25%, cannot be dispelled, and the third is not able to move and not able to guard at the same time. So overall, despite she has a guard skills, in my opinion, I feel that she would be better off as a offensive attacker. With a 3C, she can render one of the enemies not able to guard if you're the last one to act, because the second icon cannot be dispelled. It's damage reductions of 25%, or this is just to disable the weapon. So of course it's a plus. But the third icon is enemies not able to move and not able to guard at the same time. It can be dispelled, so might definitely have some downside itself. And I do not have any CD reduction means. Yep, Flame Lens Strike. The effect Flame Lens Strike is the CD reduction is not helping a lot in the PvE case, because a lot of enemies tend to die easily, except for against boss. But she's a great asset on fighting boss characters, but for PvP wise, this may or may not be the case. And wow, the consumption of her talent effect is pretty fast. Okay, I'm going to purposely show Flameless Explosion. Let's see if the buff can be stacked, that's all. Okay, no, it just reset, so no bug or anything. So okay, I'll be choosing the shoe effect this time around. And I should survive. So yeah, again, she's easy, pretty straightforward, not too hard to understand. Her double triggering of her talent, Flame Lens Arts effect, may or may not be hard depending on your training level. I gotta say, if you're trying to gain the shield effect first, then you use Flame Lens Strike, or you can use your 3C, because the Flame Lens Strike allows you to gain Dragon Flame from your talent effect. It's a passive, so any unit die, so you can also sacrifice your allies, so she can easily stack off this. But if you don't have any allies to assist you in dying or using summons to contribute to the factor, it might not be that easy, because in PvP match most of the time, if you're not able to kill off the enemy on the first strike, there's a high chance that you might not be able to leave to the next turn for you to trigger your skills again. So it's kind of more like a speed.
これ残業ですか?
Okay, I'm gonna purposely
より良い未来のために
myself. Okay, I'm gonna use the shield again. Later I'll switch on to the Flame Lens.
残業ですか?
So you can see, Flame Lens Strike is only one block. Okay, but I'm trying to make sure it survives, so I can. Let's see if we can trigger the CD reduction. Yep, that's the one I'm trying to talk about. Oh gosh. So if we survive, it will be great. Yep. And yeah, I'm just gonna end here. Oh gosh, why? Why you did not use again? Okay, but now anyway, you guys can see the debuff effect. So the first one is from Flame Lens Strike. The next time being attacked by skills into battle, you reduce the enemy CD by 3 turns, and the enemy is refers to you, because you are the enemy of this target. So this debuff works this way. And there's a first debuff that actually benefits the enemies, but upon triggering, this effect will be removed, so you can't apply to all your allies when you're if you're thinking of applying it to boss characters in PvE. Okay, I was wondering why you did not trigger again, so now I'm gonna. Oh. Sorry. Let me restart again.
これ残業ですか? より良い未来のために硫化護衛艦の新しい武器。これ残業ですか? 硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。
And it's pretty cool. The Flame Lens Strike, if you guys saw it, she do not charge out to attack enemy. She stands on her spots and shoot off this flaming fireball against the enemy. So this is pretty cool. Why did you not act again, my friend?
これ残業ですか?
Hmm.
これ残業ですか?
Okay, let's see this summon with a teleport
残
here.
業ですか?
Can
指示をお願いします。
Okay, while we are at it, so the pros and cons. The cons, let's talk about the cons. The cons is worse is you will walk around 5 blocks if you try to teleport. If there is no defensive terrain of your choice that you need it, you can only teleport yourself, and it just teleport on the block you're standing on. Then you move another 3 block. That is 5 plus 3. That is like chivalry. But however, for the cons, however for the pros is you can move 5, teleport 3, and walk 3 again. So that would be 5 plus 6, 11 blocks. Then followed by, if you can use the 3C, that will be 13 blocks of range. That is a lot. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。硫化護衛艦の新しい武器でこれ残業ですか。
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if there is defensive terrain at a very nice situation, or perhaps at the start of a game, there is a chance that you can hit 13, go to 12 to 13 blocks of attack range, which means you can already hit the enemies at the front row in PvP.
硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。
Okay, so this is very bad. For whichever reason, the enemy is so smart to not use skills to attack me. Okay, I'm going to try it out on other units if that's the case.
残業ですか。より良い未来のために。硫化護衛艦の新しい武器、指示をお願いします。より良い未来のために。
Please act again. Oh gosh, not you. So right, very sorry, guess we are not able to see the enemies are the AI are too smart for this demo play to trigger us, but oh well, if that's the case, I'll just show off the flame lens explosion. Oh, sorry, I'll just use the flame lens explosion effect from a talent.
指示をお願いします。硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。
Okay, I'll be using fire lens this time.
より良い未来のために。これ残業ですか。
You can see it's a 2-block range.
より良い未来のために。
And after the battle, I can still retreat. Okay, they're standing together, so 3 blocks around each other.
硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。より良い未来のために。
And yep, there's a full damage that including the initial target.
これ
including
残業
initial
ですか。
target, it will get damage too. So this is pretty cool. Okay, I'm dying, so I gotta run
残
away.
業ですか。硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。指示をお願いします。
So apparently I can see the downside of her characters is if you're trying to go for offensive blades, her skill consumption is fairly hard. It's a very harsh punishment. So the CD, except for perhaps Flame Lance Strike, but the 3C is very harsh, CD of 5 turns. So if you do not apply this Flame Lance Strike debuff effect on the target, and if it does not survive, it's gonna be quite hard for your 3C effect. So in this case, this might mean that she'll be a character that you're gonna just strike her off and sacrifice right at the start. Okay, but overall, she can be still quite flexible, if I may say. So both effects from talent can be stacked, so the skill combinations can be more flexible. So I'll quick talk about the defensive. It's the Stone Shield Guard formations. So the passive is like usual tank, guard for allies, 1 block around you, and when there is allies 2 blocks around you, you will revive with 20% HP upon receiving a death blow attack, and upon triggering you need to wait for 5 turns before you can trigger this skill effect. So again, this infinity revive skills effect, but each time upon trigger you got to wait for 5 turns, and you got to make sure there is at least 1 ally 2 blocks around you when you die. If not, you will not revive. Or if you got enemy use AoE attack and clear off both you and the allies 2 blocks around you, that is not counted, you will still die. So this is a downside. Then guard effect is increased guard range to 2 blocks, and you will obtain Stone Guard, which cannot be dispelled, and upon receiving attack you can counter attack up to 2 blocks range attack. And after battle you will obtain Shield, where when triggering guard effect, the damage you receive reduced by 20%, but the effect lasts for 3 turns. So yep. So the guard skill is cool because it can go for like a free loop. There is no downtime because the CD of the skill is 2 turns, but the guard effect lasts for 3 turns. So if you're new players, you are in need of 10 characters and you don't have characters like Papa Vargas, or should I say LLR Dragon Slayers, she might be a good option. But if you already had LLR Papa Vargas, you don't really need to summon her, or if you already had her, I would advise you to switch to Cavalry class and do as the demo play combo I've shown you earlier on. So I'm going to do a quick one again. So if you're confident about your character's strength, if she's not weak, okay, I would advise to gain shield. If you're going to bring this set of skills like in this demo play, I will advise you to go with this way. Okay. We'll gain the shield buff first, followed by choosing a weaker enemy of your choice and use Flame Lance Strike. Okay, high chance you will survive with the shield. And at the same time, after battle, you can run back to your tanker or your guard hero to protect you. So at the same time, you guys can see you can get off all the buff effect from a talent pretty fast. Yep. So that's pretty cool. Oh my god, this bastard. They
これ残業ですか?
I was trying to aim for these enemies to cast egg again and not kill me earlier on, and yet it does. So okay, I'm gonna go for a bit like a revenge hit. Let's try it again.
より良い未来のために指示をお願いします。より良い未来のために。
Okay, let's see if we'll cast egg again this time around. I hope it will, which will be better. Oh yeah, okay. Now we can see. So finally, one last try.
指示をお願いします。
Okay, this is pretty cool. 1, 2, 3. Okay, all enemies are in range. So, okay, the next time being hit by skills, that goes into battle, reduce all CD of the skills by 3C. Oh, by 3 turns. Oh, I may be wrong, but the initial release says reduce the CD of skills that will deal damage, but now it's more
指
generic.
示をお願いします。
Okay, if this happens, this is pretty cool. So let's see how it goes.
硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。
Okay, after using a 3C, okay, you guys can see the CD of skills now is 1, 2, 2. Oh, sorry, it's not all the skills, it's just the skills that go into battle. My bad. So let me oh, sorry, my bad. It's only one skill, so it's that skills that you use it to go into battle, and this is why it is a damaging skills, because support skills will not trigger damage. My bad. Okay, nonetheless, it's still a better skill. So the only downside is not able to do infinity loop for flame lance strike.
指示をお願いします。
So you can see some of the downside. Even with this, the CD of her is still fairly great. She's not able to replenish her skills at a faster pace.
より良い未来のために
But having the shield effect gave her greater
指示をお
survivability.
願いします。 指示をお願いします。 より良い未来のために これ残業ですか。 硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。指示をお願いします。
Egg again and gave her immunity and self-healing effect. This is pretty cool.
硫化護衛艦の新しい武器です。
So things to take note in battle when trying to use 3C is if which buff are you having, or how many type of buff do you still have or not. Because if any unlucky scenario, you might be caught in a situation where you might not have either the shield or the lance buff, your 3C might be fairly weak. And if I gotta say PvE and PvP, I would prefer to go with the shield debuff effect that will attribute to your 3C. That is, when you have shield effect, damage enemies from this 3C cannot move nor guard for one turn, so you will stop the offensive momentum from the enemy very quick. They've got to sacrifice their turns on using healers to dispel off the two types of debuff against your characters. Whereas the flame lance effect from your talent is disabling the enemy's weapon. There's only one debuff, but if you have the shield, in the situation if you can't have both, I would say having the shield is better. So after you use this 3C and you can run back to your ally, so and jam the enemy at their footstep, that's pretty cool. But of course for PvE, some boss will be immune to moving again and not able to guard. So in this case you might need to use flame lance effect, but other than that, I think for the 3C you got to choose only one. Having the shield effect will be better. Okay. So since I don't have these characters, I'll just discuss with you guys here. So the suggested item builds is the same as the usual cavalry or lancer class, but looking at the downside is her CD. The skills of a CD is fairly great or fairly high. For PvE players, I would strongly advise you to go with Clock Enchantment. And whereas for PvP players, you might either go with Breeze or Full Moon or even a new enchantment. So alright, we have come to the end of part 1, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. So this is for all players who are viewing the video on phone. So this is a very cool art. Okay, she has the attributions or the attributes of characters who is pretty, sexy, great figure, great art design, nice weapons. Not to mention she has both an offensive and a defensive weapons. Okay, this is pretty cool. I gotta say, greatly want to see players of fans doing her cosplay. This is definitely a very hard to do and cool to do, because you can see the lava light of flame within the shield and the lens. You might need to do LED and stuff for these props to making this effect looks like this character looks more alive. This is pretty hard to do. Great figures, great looks, great weapons and shield, and great armor. So alright, this is coming. We have come to the end of part 1. See you guys on part 2. Thank you and goodbye.
やったー！今日は給料日。今日のビアンカは世界中の嫌なことをすべて許しちゃう。